Elizabeth Lever, who, when she separated from her husband, had to find a means of existence, and she joined the American White Star Line and served on many of their ships, the Olympic, the Britannic, and so on and so forth. But more interestingly, she was on the Titanic on its maiden voyage. She survived. She escaped in boat 16, was picked up by the Carpathia, and returned with 21 of the 23 female crew. 2 of them were lost.
I suppose the female crew were all first-class stewardesses.
They were first-class stewardesses.
Yes. Made it easier for them to escape.
Yes.
And I gather she rowed for hours.
She rowed for 2 hours in the boat. She insisted on rowing in the boat for 2 hours.
And she was in her 50s by this point.
She was 51.
And they were not short oars. It's not like a skiff on the Thames.
Well, she said that she wanted to do her bit, and also to try and keep warm.
Well, I think that's very sensible. Yes, yes. She wouldn't have been particularly well to do. I mean, she wouldn't.
No, she wouldn't.
She had to go out and work.
Particularly after the Titanic, because the White Star Line cancelled everybody's employment.
Yes.
The following day. She didn't have a family. When she died in 1937, she bequeathed the 2 items to my mother. I've been struggling for about 10 years now to find out a bit more about the medal, which is in memory of Titanic.
And we've got a little locket here, which has got her initials EML.
That's right. She was wearing that on the night of the disaster.
The interesting thing is that this memorial medal is 9-carat gold.
It is indeed, with a pearl in the middle.
And if I just turn it round, we can see there that it's made by Vaughtons of Birmingham.
Yes.
And it's inscribed April 15th, 1912. So it's been produced by somebody to give to these people. I can't help thinking that she would never have commissioned it.
She wouldn't have been able to commission it or purchase it. And obviously the first thing I did was to go back to Vaughtons, who produced it, and find out, if I could, how many they made and who it was made for and by and so on. And tragically, they informed me that just before the Second World War, they had run out of storage space for their office material, and they destroyed everything.
Gosh. One hoped that perhaps it was made by a grateful passenger who gave them to the staff who were survivors as a memento and as a thank you.
That's a possibility.
Well, it would be nice to think that. Titanic is the most extraordinary sort of maritime story, really. The locket, with the evidence that it was on board the Titanic on that night, it's going to be worth several £1,000s. The memorial pendant, they have turned up, but we know whose this one was, and that always makes a difference.
Yes.
It's worth about £2,500. So, in all, there's about £4,000 or £5,000 worth.
Amazing.